The Therians were known throughout the galaxy as the ultimate pacifists. For 30,000 years, they had maintained perfect peace within their civilization. Violence was not merely discouraged, it was biologically impossible for them. Their neural pathways had evolved to physically prevent aggressive impulses, rendering them incapable of harming another sentient being. This quirk of evolution had made them excellent mediators. Their homeworld, Thar, had become the galaxy's diplomatic center, a neutral ground where feuding species could meet without fear. The Therians themselves stood 7 feet tall, with slender blue bodies, 4 arms, and large, expressive eyes that reflected their emotional transparency. They were trusted by all, which was why the galaxy was stunned when the Therian High Council announced their military alliance with humanity, the newest and arguably most volatile species in the galactic. Confederation Ambassador Tom Reed sat uncomfortably in the massive chamber of the Confederation Assembly. Representatives from over 300 species filled the tiered seating, and all eyes were fixed on him. Some gazes conveyed curiosity, others outright hostility. "The human speaks for the warmongers," hissed Representative Dorn of the Vex Collective, their scales bristling with anger. "These primitives have been spacefaring for barely 2 centuries, yet they've established military outposts in 11 systems." Tom kept his expression neutral. The Vex had been pushing for humanity's containment for years, portraying humans as dangerous expansionists who needed to be controlled. "They are a threat to galactic stability," continued Dorn, "and now they've somehow manipulated even the Therians. This cannot stand." Elder Lena of the Therian Council floated forward on her hover platform. Her ancient face was serene as she raised all 4 hands for silence. "We have not been manipulated," she said, her voice gentle, yet carrying to every corner of the massive chamber. "We have chosen. For the first time in our history, we have chosen sides." The chamber erupted in shocked murmurs. "But why?" demanded Representative Morrill of the Pellan Republic. "Humans are unpredictable, violent, and their history is filled with warfare." Elder Lena nodded. "Indeed, and that is precisely why we have allied with them." She gestured, and the chamber's central hologram displayed the small blue planet called Earth. 3 standard months ago, a research vessel from the Krell Empire entered the human solar system. It was captured by human authorities who discovered something disturbing. The hologram shifted to display alien text. "Attack plans," said Tom, speaking for the first time. "Detailed strategies for the systematic conquest of 9 species deemed problematic by the Krell High Command." The Vex were among them, Representative Dorn. Dorn's scales flattened in shock. "Impossible. The Krell are peaceful traders." "The Krell," continued Elder Lena, "have been planning conquest for centuries. They built their military in secret installations, beyond the galactic rim. They have weapons that violate 17 Confederation treaties." The hologram shifted again, displaying schematics for massive ships and planet-killing weapons. "But how does this justify alliance with humans?" asked Representative Jall of the Wendira cluster. Tom stood. "Because we recognize the pattern. Earth history is full of powers that rose through deception and attacked their neighbors. We've learned to spot the signs. When we brought this evidence to the Therians, they confirmed our suspicions through their diplomatic networks." Elder Lena's large eyes seemed to darken. "The Krell have been lying to us all. Their apparent peaceful nature is a facade. They have already conquered 3 primitive species in the Outer Rim, species too young to have Confederation representation." "But you are pacifists," shouted Dorn. "How can you support military action?" "We cannot fight," agreed Elder Lena. "But we can recognize when fighting becomes necessary. The Krell must be stopped. And humans," she turned to look at Tom with something like respect, "humans understand war like no other species in the Confederation." Tom nodded grimly. "We don't want war, but we know how to end one quickly when it comes." Representative Morrill leaned forward. "So you're saying the most peaceful species in the galaxy has chosen humans as their protectors?" "We have chosen humans as our students and teachers both," corrected Elder Lena. "They will learn our ways of peace, and we will learn their vigilance." The Krell deceived us because we could not imagine such deception. Humans saw through it immediately. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. 3 days later, the Confederation voted to approve the Human-Therian Alliance and begin investigations into the Krell Empire. Tom found himself in the Therian garden complex, staring at the tawdy, alien flowers that seemed to glow from within. Elder Lena approached, her hover platform silent on the garden path. "You are troubled, Ambassador Reed." Tom nodded. "The Therians have maintained peace for 30 millennia. I worry that association with humans will change you." Elder Lena's 4 hands made a complex gesture that translated roughly to philosophical acceptance. Change is inevitable. The Krell proved that our perfect pacifism has a flaw. It assumes all others desire peace as deeply as we do. "And they don't," Tom said. "No. But your species understands this. You have fought your internal wars, made your mistakes, and emerged, with both the capacity for violence and the wisdom to avoid it when possible. That balance is what we need." Tom looked up at the stars visible through the garden's transparent dome. "The galaxy sees us as dangerous. The galaxy sees you as you once were," corrected Lena. "We see you as you are becoming, a species that knows the cost of war and the value of peace, the perfect defenders for those who cannot defend themselves." As the Krell threat was confirmed in the following weeks, and the Confederation prepared for its first unified military action in 7,000 years, humanity found itself in an unexpected position. Galactic protectors, backed by the wisest, most peaceful beings in known space. The irony wasn't lost on Tom. Humans had feared they would be seen as the galaxy's barbarians. Instead, they had become its reluctant warriors, chosen specifically because they understood violence enough to prevent it or end it quickly when necessary. The most peace-loving species in the galaxy had recognized that sometimes peace required protectors who understood war.